Hold on just a moment, everybody. I'm having problems with my other phone. I always try to share it out to my page as I'm getting started. And my phone's acting up. Oh, what the heck? I'll come back to it in a minute. All right, everybody. This is Breaking the Cage, Astrology TV with the Matrix Mind Media. This is for November 13th through the 19th. Now, this is a powerful week. And game on. Oh, I just dropped my incense. So totally game on. Because I have a lot of messages to share with you all, but I also have some negativity that's trying to keep me from making this video. So I'm going to burn some incense real fast. Get that started and make sure if I can get my phone to post out to my other page. And then we're going to get all started on the show. Okay? Give me just a second. Try to get this done. This is definitely a week that you need to work hard at keeping your high vibration for some of you. Literally, oh man, hold on. My incense fell over. You know, and I don't want it to burn my carpet. Literally, as I was getting sat up in here to do the show tonight, you see all the essential oils behind my head for when I make my formulas and stuff. No lie, cinnamon fell literally right. I'm trying to turn it so you can read it. As soon as I sat down, cinnamon fell on my head. For me, cinnamon is like, get up in your high vibrations. People, get up in your high vibrations. Give me one more second to see if I can get this phone to act right or if it's just not going to let me do what I'm trying to do. It's all acting slow and laggy. Hold on. Finally looks like it's going to work. I'm trying. I'm sorry. All right, hold up. What are you doing now? I'm trying. Sorry. All right. I'm working on it. Like I said, it's just being difficult. Anyway, maybe I'm not meant to do it, post it to my page right now. Oh, there it goes. Like, why? I told you, as soon as I came in here, there's some negative entities and energies that are trying to keep me from this video tonight. And that ain't gonna, they're not gonna get their way. That's just tough shit. They're gonna have to step the hell down. Because nobody's stopping me. I'm a freight train. I don't stop for nobody. Come on, push that little button. All right. Post. Like I said, I got cinnamon that fell on my head. I got my oils going. My essential oils going. I've got incense going. Nothing is stopping me from making the comments I gotta make tonight, people. This is a good week, but you have got to know how to drive this train. Okay, you have got to know how to drive this train so that it works for you. So what Spirit was, because for the last hour, Spirit has been putting me through the ringer at knowing exactly how to bring out like their comments to you about this week's energy. And I feel like a lot of this is also going to deal with next week in general. Remember, Jupiter is in retrograde now. It's been in retrograde since July, but the difference is it's now, we made it through the eclipses, and it's back in Pisces. This is making a big difference. You're going to have a lot of heart chakra going on this week. Oh, heart chakra is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. So is that zeal point and that throat chakra. You're going to feel a lot of pressure going on in the head. I got a lot of stuff coming out. Hold up. Spirit directed me directly to say, this show is called Breaking the Cage. Astrology TV with Matrix Mind Media. Now, here's the key. The cage has already been broken. The doors have already been opened, or the hinges that are holding them have been damaged enough to where they're falling off of their, standing doors. The cages itself are being shattered. The chains themselves are breaking. But the question is, will you walk through it? Will you walk out that door? And will you start that new life? Or will you accidentally keep yourself in the idea that you're still stuck in that cage? Because there is definitely a shadow over this week, nostalgia over this week that's making a little bit of a confusion here, seeing if you've actually matured on your spiritual path. Now, let me stop for a minute and go back and say what I always say. For all of you, you guys know, if you're watching this show or if you've watched the Matrix Mind Media in general, you know that Matt does everything for free. He does it all out of his own pocket. He is always putting these shows together, all of the shows he does, and he puts them out for everybody. And he's always simply working off of donation. So if you have any extra money to throw at Matt, that information is in that information above the video. Give him a little bit of help keeping you up to date in everything that you love watching. If not, always check out his page on Facebook. He's always, wiring up the crystals, and he goes out of his way to really do a lot for them, cleanse them, and make sure that they're getting to the right people, as well as the way he wraps them for the necklaces and so forth that he puts out. And then he also has, where you could buy the t-shirts and the hats and all of that stuff, and that is on his website. So please, if you're interested in any of that, give it a look. There might be something you want. As well as for a lot of you who follow me and my shows, I am coming out with a new show. In fact, I'm going to be coming out with 2 new shows. Because I've had some major changes take place. And I'm going to start doing something I call Iron Tuesdays. I am going to be putting it on my page directly, or pages directly. Me and Matt are in communication. We haven't decided if it's going to come to the Matrix on Tuesday nights yet or not. We're going to try it out and see how it goes before we decide if we're placing it on the Matrix as well. But it is Iron Tuesdays. I'm naming it Iron Tuesdays because, for one, I'm looking at the energy of the day. The energy of the day is a Mars day. It also is about the energies of that. But for me directly, this is getting into our inner warrior, our inner iron, our inner armor. So this is round table, baby. Are you ready to sit at the round table? Are you ready to not have to deal with any more? Let's get ourselves up in that high vibrational energy. Let's teach ourselves, work together, and be part of the round table. It is for all the healers as well as the warriors are welcome to help us, come into circle together and help us promote each other, help us love each other, help us get in that vibrational frequency. And most importantly, as my guides like to say to me all the time, are you earning your patent of nobility? Are you actually rising to the light worker that you think you are? Let's work on that. Let's work on that. That's what Iron Tuesdays is about. So if you're interested, check that out. And I'll be doing it, I believe, 9 o'clock at night on Tuesdays. There's also another show I'm going to be coming out with, but I have a feeling this one's supposed to be a morning show. I'm not sure yet. Still working with Spirit. That one is going to be more of a sacred drum circle. Even though it's just me, I will be doing drumming. I will be pulling maybe some rattling, some chakra as well. I'll probably get a little bit into channeling here and there, or even pulling some cards. But this is about sacred space. This is about sacred space and getting your own on. So look out for both of them if you are interested, as well as I always do the Thursday night show with my friend Kelly on my own pages, which is Thursday Thunder, where we do a collective tarot, and somewhat of medium pull and energy, and we give that information out for you each week. If you are interested in booking appointments with me directly, you can find that information all in the description box here, and you can always come to my page. You can message me. I do the astrology, I do translating, I do combinations, I do blueprinting, I do your angel team, your ray of light. I do my own products as well, where I sell my essential oils and so forth. So if you want some mentorship or something, and you want to sit down with me for an hour and go over some stuff, just, message me and we can hook you up. With that being said, let me have a sip of my drink, and we are full force back into Breaking the Cage. Sarah, I see where you are asking for a reading. That is not what this is about today. The Breaking the Cage is the universal. I'm giving you what my spirit guides are giving me. I'm giving you what all of my spiritual energy is giving us, plus a little bit of information about the blueprint and astrology for the week. But if you are interested, like I said, just message me directly and we can work something out. Hi to everybody else. I don't always pay attention to the comments because I get caught in my channeling and what's going on. But every once in a while I get directed at something and I will respond. With that being said, I do love all of your comments, and I thank all of you for being here. And I will always go back after the show and reread them. If there's anything I need to comment on, I will at that time. Again, here we go. Breaking the Cage. This is November 13th through the 19th. This is a powerful week. This is a powerful week. However, this week is funky. It's funky, funky, funky. And like I said, I was having trouble starting the show because I got negative energy that's trying to stop me from giving you this information, because this information can help. Oh my God, it can help. Spirit was reminding me as soon as we started this week, I was going through the ringer with them up the last 2 hours. I call the show Breaking the Cage, and that's exactly what Spirit wanted me to remind you of. The cages are broken. The doors are off the hinges. The chains are rattling and falling apart. But do you know it? Do you see it? Do you believe it? Do you feel it? Will you walk out the door, or will you stay in the cage? Because you're programmed to believe in that cage. There is a shadow on this energy this week. Remember, Jupiter, which has been in retrograde, has now jumped back into Pluto, which is not Pluto, into Pisces, which is the 12th house. It's gone back into the 12th house, the most confusing house of all. You're taking the most highest abundance, highest manifestation. You're taking the highest knowledge and you're throwing it under the carpet in that 12th house of grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurities, denials, lies, murder. The 12th house is very disturbing, but it is what you have to face in order to move forward. This is what they mean by the doors are open, the hinges are broken, the chains aren't hooked anymore. But will you see it? Will you come through? Will you walk out the door? You've got a bit of a nostalgia going on here, a bit of that 12th house energy going on here, which is giving you that comfort zone in your uncomfortability. Going to make you question. There's going to be a lot of heart chakra energy going on. You have Mars, which is extremely under scrutiny this week. Everybody's got something to say to Mars, and Mars is in Gemini. But Gemini is technically the heart chakra, and it's sitting right on the spine. When I get into the blueprint, I will get into that a little bit more and help you understand what that means. But Mars is your passion, your action, your aggression, your fire. What are you going to do? It's in retrograde. TikTok, he's overthinking in your head, overanalyzing. You got to know when to get out of your head. You have to know. Slow down. I say this often as give yourself some pampering, some tender loving care on your mind, your soul, your spirit. But this is really slow down and evaluate what's going in. Don't just jump like a lion being, stabbed in a cage, ready to attack. Slow down, because this is affecting your heart chakra, which is going to affect your throat chakra and affect your zeal point this week. Trust me. Slow down. Pamper yourself. Mind, body, spirit. This is an emotional discipline week at understanding where you spiritually are and where you're spiritually not, so that you can help yourself grow. There's going to be a lot of questioning about your flexibility or your inflexibility, about the choices that you are making. What are you willing to change? Are you willing to change, but for the good or for the bad? Are you willing to step back in that 12th house energy and, put yourself in that denial? That's the funky part about that 12th house. Or are you ready to start healing it? There is a lot of inflexibility, flexibility, questioning. It's also going to be felt throughout your supernatural highway here. This is what I always call it, your supernatural highway, because you have your heart, your throat, your head, which is your third eye, but it's also your crown chakra. And this is speaking to you of your I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Well, I could have done that. I might have done that. Well, what if I did this? That shit will drive you batshit crazy. Your coulda, shoulda, wouldas carry weight, carry stress, and then start to shut down everything in that throat chakra, start to add immense pressure to the head, for one. This is where it's starting to become a problem with the third eye and the crown chakra not closing, but being like turned off at the moment and doing something that might not be good for you. Going back a step so that you have to work 3 more steps to go forward. Don't let this happen. This is about noticing when the pressure is in your head and you're closing down to the negative thinking versus are you opening up for the downloads to come in? Because there's downloads this week that will help you get where you need to get. But if you are stepping backwards and into that pressure and closing up that crown chakra, then those downloads are not going to be able to make it in. This has a lot to do with what you're seeing, thinking, feeling, and acting. And you're going to be feeling it pretty much from your ears up if this is happening to you. That supernatural highway of also your throat chakra, dealing with what you're hearing, not just what you're speaking. It is also speaking to you of, the pain and the stress that we hold in our shoulders. Like I said, there's a lot going on this week. Emotional discipline versus how flexible or inflexible are you being. Remember, listen to your soul energy. Slow down so you can hear that soul energy. And you are going to be feeling a lot of frustration coming in, but mainly this is ego frustration. Ego frustration of where you're afraid to go. Fears, anxieties, doubts, bitterness, blames of what you're holding on to, stubbornness of where you're afraid to make those changes. This is coming in with that heart chakra, and it is definitely going to be something that you are going to feel. Now, as I go in, if you're going through areas of this uplifting shift, if you've already worked through these areas, then good for you, yay. But a lot of people are going to be feeling them. You have Chiron, which literally is on the tongue. You need the tongue for your taste buds. You need the tongue for your taste buds tell you a lot too. The tongue itself has emotional, spiritual energies. Certain places on the tongue represent lungs, heart, other parts of the body. Your tongue may even be giving you messages, even though you most likely don't know how to understand them. But it also has to deal with your throat, your being able to speak, getting tongue-tied. You also have Uranus, which is literally on the neck nerves, and the North Node, which is in Taurus, which is on the tonsils. A lot of this, tongue-tied, throat getting jacked up, getting, caught in your throat where you can't speak up. Maybe. Are you speaking too quickly? Are you not hearing what you need to hear? Are you putting yourself in a bad place? This is all just lessons the body tries to speak out. Not to mention, Aries itself is the head in general. Okay? Then Taurus is the neck and the throat in general. It also goes into your respiratory system, how you're breathing. You have Gemini, which is Mars. Like I said, Mars is going to be under scrutiny. Mars is literally sitting on the spine this week. The spine actually connects with all of your chakras in front and back. your 7 main chakras that everybody's heard of. And you know, if you follow me, that I'm constantly complaining that there are so many more than your 7 main chakras. And everybody avoids the ones from the hips down. But you have the backdoor chakras, like the zeal point, like the thymus. And the spine connects literally to the zeal point, which is what opens you up for psychic attack if you are awakened, because your eyes and your ears, what's going on in your head, is viewing things from a negative perspective or a lower vibrational perspective. It leaves you more open for psychic attack. When you're more in that, I'm going to stay jacked up in the high energy. I ain't playing this game. I'm just going to stay high in my high happy energy, my high vibrations. Then that attack becomes harder. And all that energy goes directly to the zeal point, and it goes up and down the spine, sending signals to the chakras as to what the chakras need to know for the energies that they are about to receive and will receive. So a lot of this energy is your free will and your choice to be in that higher vibration. And see, it's one of the Hebrew things that I'm always being given. I can't remember the exact word for it, but one of them is every day is a punishment or every day is a blessing. So you have to choose moment by moment by moment during the week. Is this a blessing or is this a punishment? Because you're sending that directly to the zeal point to put you in that lower vibration or to put you in that higher vibration. It is a free will choice. It will be directly Mars, this energy in the spine, talking directly to the heart chakra, which is all about forgiveness and acceptance. And then we're talking about it being just in general in the Gemini energy. Yin yang, negative, positive, Jekyll, Hyde. Mars is in retrograde, people. You have Cancer this week in your blueprint, which is also Lilith and Pallas. This is still in the blood vessels running through your digestive system. So this is talking about your gut feelings. Lilith, like I've been saying for months, is not very strong here. She is more submissive here. She's more willing to give away power here, but thank God she's got Pallas, Athena, the warrior goddess, with her, because she's lifting up that strategic thinking. No, we're not going to be stupid. But that could be also a tug of war going on inside of the stomach. All right. Not to mention, let me go back to Mars for a second. Mars is connecting on the spine, which is connected directly to the heart energy, which is also your sun energy and your Leo energy. For those of you who get all of this. So I'm showing you where the connections are coming in as to why it's not important to pamper yourself in like, oh, I need the bath, but slow down and love yourself through each moment sacredly. Because it will help you get where you're supposed to be getting. There is that shadow over this week that's going to see if it can push you back down, push you back into that cage, and make you feel and believe and think that you're secure exactly where you always was, because it's part of that Neptune energy, and it's part of the way you're creating your magic in that 12th house with Jupiter here going, well, I think I'm going to be okay. When no, really, you have the power to be okay. But will you believe it? Will you cast yourself back in to your own curse? You have Mercury and Venus, which are moving out of Scorpio midweek and into Sagittarius. But the sun is still in Scorpio. The sun itself, literally, I know Scorpio is always known to be about sex. It's always known to be about the reproductive organs. But let me tell you, what most people don't realize is there's a few energies that are of Scorpio, which are only the nose. The nose knows. But it's also about smelling. For those of you who pick up your energies on a sensing, like smelling, A lot of people will tell you when you're around that negative energy how much more it smells literally foul like shit. Your nose will be leading you. Are you listening to the messages? Because the sun is the illuminator sitting there in the 8th house, still with the south node, which is everything you're good at, but not good at changing. Everything you're good at in your comfort zone. It's keeping you from moving forward. It's trying to illuminate where you're not doing it right so that you can find your personal resurrection. But like I said, Venus and Mercury are moving out of this energy, and it's literally moving into the pelvic bone, the hip bone, the tailbone, and the thighs. You've got Pluto, which has been in the knees for years. Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. So are you having problems walking your walk, talking your talk? Your knees might be letting you know. Saturn is your rules, your walls, your boundaries. Are you trying to move too quickly and you're ending up twisting your ankle or something? Walking into the door, slapping yourself into the wall. This is your ankles and your calves. Are they acting up? Because this is Saturn trying to give you warnings. Then you have, of course, Pluto. You have, of course, you have Neptune and Jupiter, which is in the feet. The feet is the most disturbing of energies because you've got to remember, Jupiter is the higher self ultimately. It has all the knowledge, all the abundance, and he can manifest anything. He is luck, but how do you use your luck? Are you using luck in a way that is bringing you luck, or are you bringing yourself bad luck? The feet have everything to do with our most lowest vibrational energies. I'm talking about like the mean, selfish things that we do to one another. Murder, negativity, fight just for spite. This is one of the reasons why you've heard through so many different cultures that it's important to bless your feet. Your feet are the first things that are sending that energy up into you and into the rest of those chakras. If it's coming in that you're acting from that negative energy, I don't care how much you've cleaned out those, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus. I don't care how much you've cleaned them out. If you're bringing up funky ass junk into your ego energies through your body, sifting it up through the earth. Remember, earthing is not always just positive energy. This earth has seen more bloodshed and more death than anything could ever imagine from the beginning of time. There's not a place on this earth that does not hold a form of death. But it is also rebirthing over and over and over and over again. So it depends on what are you. You are that powerful. Are you pulling the positive earthing energy out? The grounding energy up and into you? Or are you in such a place in your mind, you're pulling in that negativity up, then sending it up through all of your chakras? It's going to have to make you work twice as hard. I'm trying to give you the warnings this week and next week. Do not take, 2 steps forward that's going to turn around and make you have to, 2 steps backwards, it's going to make you have to be like 5 steps forward. Slow down. Listen to your soul and give yourself that momentary time that you need as you start to address these energies, this shadow that's coming over things, giving you the illusion that it's something it may not be. And it will be something that you've done before. It'll be in a place you've been before. I'm not saying that you can't go back to certain things, but maybe not in the same way. And acknowledge the way some of these changes are going, because you have to go back to the 12th house to evaluate what has to heal. But are you going back in the 12th house to trap yourself? Or are you going to see what needs to heal and actually make the healing so? Now, as I move forward, you have the moon, which has been in Cancer all day. But it's going to be moving into Leo tomorrow, and then mainly Virgo, And on the last day of the 19th, it's going into Libra. Now, I'm saying it this way before I get into the way I normally explain the astrology itself, so that you can walk through the energies and understand them. But I'm saying it this way because Leo is known for its dramatic energy. It is known for the drama, for pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, the limelight. And even Leos, I'm a Leo, I'll be the first one to tell you, we get attention even when we don't want it. When we're not trying to get it, we get it. You're going to get the moon going through Leo for the next 2.5 days. Then it's going to move into Virgo. So you have a lot of things that are happening. When the moon moves into Leo, it is definitely not getting along. It is having all kinds of confusion with your identity, with your first house, your character, your 12th house, your healing, your denial, your denial, your grief, sorrow, shame, blame, bitterness, where you're holding on to vampire syndrome. I'd rather just suck the crap out of this until there's nothing left to suck the crap out of it anymore. But is that helping you? That's comfort zone, being in your denial of your comfort zone instead of healing. You have Leo moon, which is going to be highly emotional, which is the lion, which is your creativity, which amplifies your manifestation. And it amplifies if you're getting into your fun zone or if you're taking yourself further away from it. Your 5th house is your creativity. It is your expression. It is where you have the time to enjoy the things you love because you made time for it, or where it was taken away from you because you didn't. Where you are free to express yourself and come into knowledge of yourself. Like I say, actors have to be able to get out there and act. Painters have to be able to paint. A songwriter needs to be able to have time to write their songs, or you know, whether it's words or music. Your art is part of who and what you are, no matter what that is. You should be breathing it. It should be part of you. Are you having time to explore what is part of you and bring that out into the world? Leo is this energy. It is the moon here this week. It is going to be amplified on what's going to make you feel comfortable or uncomfortable in that creative expression. It's going to be fighting with who you are. It's going to be fighting with your characteristics. It's going to be fighting with your identity, fighting with who and how you feel and view yourself. Then that 12th house of grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurity, where you gave too much love to somebody or something else instead of yourself. It's also going to be tapping into that 11th house, your groups, your memberships, and your communities. I say all the time, these groups, memberships, and communities, if they're your tribe, they should be supporting you as well as you supporting them. Or is there a different agenda here? Because it should be supporting coming into your goals, dreams, and ambitions, not supporting only developing someone else's. So you're seeing people, but will you come out of the cage or will you put yourself back in it? You're seeing the situations at hand. You're seeing where the rules, the walls, the boundaries have to shift. You're seeing where the renewal is possible, but will you take it? Then that moon is going to be moving into Virgo. Anal retentive, pick it apart, Virgo. Also lie detector, pain in the ass. I'm a Virgo rising, I know. So it's going to go from emotional to pick it apart and then into Libra, wanting to make everything balanced. Make sure you're taking the time to truly evaluate what's going on in here. Because you have on the 18th some serious unpredictable energy coming in. It is Virgo, the moon, and Ceres. Ceres, not Sirius star, Ceres, is karma, the threefold. She is speaking to you about what you nurture or what you neglect in that 6th house. Speaking to you about your daily routines, your people, your places, your things. People, places, and things, that energy. That's not just, your Virgo is not just food, not just daily routines, not just job. It is energy food, people, places, and things. Ceres is nurturing or neglecting your daily routines and your mundane tasks. The mundane makes your manifestation because we do it so repetitively. We pay no attention to the fact we do it, and we give it that energy like that. You get up every day, brush your teeth, eat something, take a shower, start your day. We have things we do we don't even think about. This is asking where we're nurturing or neglecting them. And it is having unpredictable energy with almost everybody. With the sun, with the Mercury, with the Venus, with Pluto, with everybody. It's like fighting everybody, being like, no, you're gonna listen to me now. But is it coming from a good place, or a place of that lion being stabbed in the cage? This is what you've got to acknowledge this week. Now, you have a grand water trine. You have a grand water trine. Water trines are positive energies, but we are in water, which means we're still in the emotions. Okay? Grand trine is a positive influence. It's positive to make things feel good for you, but it is in your emotions. Make sure you're understanding it, because it is the sun in that 8th house of Scorpio, illuminating what is able to be resurrected, what is not, what is good for the joint resources, finances, and efforts of any relationship, including the one you have with yourself. Then it is speaking directly with Lilith and Pallas in that 4th house, which is your internal, inner emotional security. It is the home of the vessel and the soul. By knowing who the roots of you are you tapping into your roots? And then it is speaking directly to that energy of that 12th house of Jupiter, but also some of that Neptune energy. So are you willing to illuminate the shift and change? Step into your magic and exit the doorway of the cage. Or will you magically shut the doors and keep yourself locked in? That's pretty much the way Spirit gave it to me to give to you guys this week. Then you have another powerful chain reaction. Like I said, Mercury and Venus are moving out of Scorpio and going to be moving into Sagittarius. So this gives it a little bit of a shifting energy, because you have Sun, Mercury, and Venus, which has a chain reaction. This is not an aspect any other astrologers tell you about. This is one of the ones Spirit taught me, which is having a connection with Neptune and Jupiter in that 12th house. And then it's speaking to Pluto with the 10th house. So this is your soul self speaking to you about your sensitivity, your communication. Are you communicating with yourself in positive ways, or are you letting your sensitivity whip your ass? Are you illuminating the truth about the resurrection or lack thereof it within the relationship with others as well as with yourself? Are you seeing the changes that have to be made, where the denials, where the grief, sorrow, shame, blame, and insecurity is, where the skeletons in the closet are, where you'd like to turn the other way and ignore it, sweep the shit under the rug? And it is speaking directly with Pluto. This is changing your outer world. Pluto is in Capricorn. Pluto right now is in your society, your authority of the world. Are you going to take your authority back by being in your power and knowing that it never was taken from you, other than of when you had misplaced it by not standing in it? Patience of nobility, guys. I'm not playing with you people anymore. I'm trying to get you there. This is a very powerful energy move. Are you coming into knowing yourself, knowing your own, knowing your energy? And no, it cannot be taken from me. It is mine. And therefore, I will control it as I wish. Now I will bring back my authority. I will bring back all powers to me. Doesn't mean that you have to be a wretched bitch. It doesn't mean that you'd have to come out like an animal, in a cage. It isn't about inferiority. It isn't about jealousy. It's about claiming your boundaries, standing in your power, and knowing that you have the authority to be the authority of you. and bring that to your world. That's a shifting energy. But will you come out the door to do so? You have Chiron in that first house, your awareness of yourself, your character, your personality, your identity. It is speaking in a very powerful chain with the North Node and Uranus. In the power of possession of yourself, or lack thereof, that power of possession of yourself. That's your manifestation energy. It's the second house. It's the law of attraction according to how you feel. And if you feel crappy about you, then you are going to get crappy energy for you. If you are in that power of standing in, I don't have to worry for nothing because everything I need is already on its way. The weight that comes off of you. We as humans hold on to weight because we do dumb things. We have to learn to stop doing dumb things. This energy is speaking directly with that Mars energy. The communication in your heart chakra to yourself and the world around you. The only way you're not the possession of somebody or something else is by being the possession of yourself. And acknowledging where you do it poorly so you can stop. Like I said, powerful energies this week. Now you have some seriously unpredictable crazy, and I'm talking crazy off the chain energies. You have Pluto and Saturn, which are both directly pointing to Mars. That heart chakra, that communication, action, passion, aggression, warrior energy. Are you a wise warrior? One that's going to survive the revolution? Or are you one that's going to get yourself killed because you popped off the mouth, you didn't think it through, you ended up having to take 7 steps backwards, so now it's like 15 steps forward. This is your Pluto, your authority of that world, taking that authority back. It's also your jobs, your reputation, your honor. It's the outer authority. Are you part of that outer authority, or are you just going to take what's bestowed upon you? And then this is speaking also with Saturn. The groups, the memberships, the committees that you are part of, are they your soul tribe? Really? Really, really? Do they support you? Is it a fair, even exchange? Or does there need to be some shifting in rules, laws, and boundaries here? Because it's all pointing to that heart chakra, to that Mars energy. And Mars is in retrograde, doubting itself in Gemini, over communicating. Will you take control of your emotions this week? Powerfully unpredictable, because each one of you will do something different. You have Venus, Mercury, the Sun, and Scorpio, as well as that Mercury and that Venus shift into Sagittarius. That's that shifting of the rules, the walls, the boundaries, and that 8th house, your relationship, for resurrection, for rebirth, for healthy new beginnings, with your first relationship being to yourself, then the relationships outwardly. Speaking to the higher self as that Venus and that Mercury, the sensitivity and Mercury move into the Sagittarius, asking you, are you listening to your ego or are you listening to your soul? It is directly speaking again with that Mars energy, which again is in retrograde in the heart chakra, sending all that energy into the spine and ultimately deciding to send energies back up to that zeal point. Is it canceling out the zeal point energy and redesigning it? Is it working for you? Where are you allowing your heart chakra to take you? Will you be in that high vibration, or will you get duped back into the corner and give up and go right back into where you've always been? I said there was things that did not want me bringing this energy out this week. You have some powerful challenges. That was the positives, guys. You have powerful negative challenges. And I say negative challenges because I don't like to call like the T-squares and all of that stuff. I don't like to call them just negative. I like to call them challenges. What it mainly means is you have all of these energies that can't seem to get along. And usually it causes disruption and a fight and negative energy because they can't get along. So this is up to you inside of yourself to decide what is the important part. Where is the soul and where do you follow it? These negative chain reactions that are incredibly powerful starts with Jupiter and Neptune, that 12th house. Griefs are shame, blames, skeletons in the closet, where we sweep it all up underneath the carpet. It deals with child support. It deals with, kidnapping. It deals with murder. It deals with court cases. It deals with so many negatives of things that we don't like to deal with. And this energy is Jupiter in retrograde, the highest of knowledge, the highest of manifestation, the magnet. Speaking to Neptune, the magic. Will it be healing or will it be destructive? And that energy is not getting along with your Uranus or your North Node. How will you come into your own power? Will you just give up and go, okay, I don't want to have the fight? If you're not in your power, someone or something else will be, and you will be tested. Because it is speaking again with the Mars energy. The communication of the heart and the soul. The spine. Have a spine. You're a warrior. Passion, action, aggression. Where will you take it? Will you take it from that higher, noble part of yourself? Or will you lower yourself? All choices are yours. You have the T-square, which is Saturn, your rules, your walls, your boundaries, your groups, your memberships, your committees, where your dreams, your ambitions, and your dreams, ambitions, and your goals. It ain't getting along with your North Node. It ain't getting along with your Uranus. It ain't getting along with the manifestation working for you. It's working against you. It's working against you is making you feel like your ideas, your dreams, your ambitions, your rules, your walls, your boundaries, like they'll just come and knock them down because it's the South Node in Scorpio. Well, you change your ways and step out of the comfort zones that actually are hindering you. Well, you start to reclaim. And lastly, but definitely not least, you got Pluto. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. No matter what that outer authority is doing, your jobs, your groups, your committees, your outer authority, this freaking society. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. That is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. That is Pluto in that outer world. And it is not getting along with Lilith, and it is not getting along with Pallas, the 4th house, your inner emotional security. It's up to you to believe in you, because that's the only way to turn all of your darkness into light. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Bitches, I am the light. So are you. I'll see you next week. Bye.